Hello everyone, my name is Pietter Tulaseket. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to convert a fraction into a decimal and how to convert a decimal into a fraction. So let's start with how to convert a fraction into a decimal. A simple example, 2 over 5. How can we convert this fraction into a decimal? The best way to do this is using long division. How many times does 5 go into 2? 5 goes into 2 0 times. So we need to add a decimal point and a 0. Now we're gonna treat 2.0 as if it's 20. How many times does 5 go into 20? 5 goes into 20 4 times. So 5 goes into 2.4 times. If 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 0.4 is 2. And so, if we subtract this, we get 0. Now once you get a remainder of 0, the number at the top is the answer. So what is meant is that 2 over 5 is equivalent to 0.4. And so that's how you can convert a fraction into a decimal. Use the long division. Now, try another example. 3 over 8. 8 goes into 3 0 times. So let's add a decimal point. How many times does 8 go into 30? 8 goes into 30 3 times. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 4 is 32. That's too much because it exceeds 30. So 8 times 0.3 must be 2.4. 30 minus 24 is 6. So 3.0 minus 2.4 is 0.6. Now, we need to add a 0. How many times does 8 go into 60? Well, 8 times 8 is 64. So that exceeds 60. That's too much, but 8 times 7 is 56. And so that's work now. 60 minus 56 is 4. And now, we need to add another 0. And 8 goes into 40 5 times. 8 times 5 is 40. And now, we have a remainder of 0. So 3 over 8 is equal to 0.375 as a decimal. Now, what about converting a decimal into a fraction? How can we do that? Notice that we have one digit to the right of the decimal. It's the 10th place. What you want to do is put it over 1 and multiply the top and the bottom by 10. If they're two digits, use 100. Now, 0.3 times 10 is basically equal to 3. You just got to move the decimal point and 1 unit to the right. 1 times 10 is 10. So, 0.3 is the same as 3 over 10. That's how you can convert it into a fraction. Let's try another example. What about 3.75? Let's try that. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're going to multiply it by 100 over 100. And this will give us 375 over 100. Now both numbers are divisible by 5. Anytime a number ends in 5 or 0, is divisible by 5. So let's divide each by 5. 375 divided by 5 is 75. And 100 divided by 5 is 20. So now, notice that we can divide it by 5 again. 20 divided by 5 is 4. 75 divided by 5 is 15. So the final answer is 15 over 4. That's equal to 3.75. Let's try one more example. Let's convert 0.284 into a fraction. So because we have three numbers to the right of the decimal point, we're going to multiply by 1,000 over 1,000. 0.284 times 1,000 is 284. And 1 times 1,000 is simply 1,000. Now, both numbers are even, so we can divide by 2. Half of 2 is 1, half of 8 is 4, half of 4 is 2, half of 1,000 is 500. So we still have even numbers, we can divide it again by 2. Half of 14 is 7, half of 2 is 1. So half of 142 is 71. Half of 500 is 250. And at this point, we can reduce it any further, 71. 71 is not divisible by 2 or 3. And so that's the answer. It's 71 over 250. That is the end of this video. So in conclusion, to convert fraction to decimal, we only need to divide them using a long division or using tool such as calculators. While converting a decimal to a fraction, we need to know the value of the decimal place to multiply it depending on the number of numbers beside the decimal sign. I hope this video is useful for all of you guys. I'm sorry if there are mistakes in my pronunciation and mistakes in writing sentence. I'm Pietter Tulaseket. Peace out.